Good morning or good afternoon, whenever you might be watching this video. I am Dr. Verma. I'm an associate professor of psychology at the Department of Cognitive Science at IIT Kanpur. This semester at NPTEL, I will be teaching you the course Basics of Experimental Design for Cognitive Psychology. Let me tell you a little bit about this course before you embark on this journey. Cognitive psychology, or psychology in general, is a qualitative and quantitative empirical science where we basically adopt a variety of methods to investigate the topics of interest. For example, if you want to investigate how does how do we learn things, how do we memorize things, or say, for example, how does attention move from one place to other, or say, for example, even questions like, say, for example, what does it mean to have phenomenal experience? Now, psychology as a science has always, adopted and sought to adopt the scientific method. It uses a combination of qualitative and quantitative techniques to adopt a scientific line of investigation for the topics of interest. Now, in this course, I will more precisely be focusing on the quantitative methods, and even in that, I will be basically focusing on experimental design as a tool to investigate different kinds of cognitive or psychological processes. It's a very important thing that we know about experimental design, because experimental design is one of the best ways or one of the better ways to be able to establish some degree of causality between events. The control of confounding variables, the basic manipulation of the independent variable by controlling all the other possible confounding variables, the measurement of the dependent variables, like that, all of that are basically very important aspects of experimental design. More importantly, experiment design also offers us the opportunity to investigate, a particular cognitive function between groups, within groups, through repeated measures design, and through well-balanced factorial designs. So in this course, you can expect to learn a little bit about the basics of experimental design that are essential for us to be able to draft experiments in cognitive psychology. Also, I will start with a bit of history about measurement in cognitive psychology. I'll try to give you a perspective. I will move on in the next chapters to start talking about the basics of measurement, basics of what are the experiment designs like, what do they seek to do. I will also talk about, for example, at least for a lecture or two, about the ethics of experimental research. We understand that experimental designs are very powerful design when it comes to causality, establishing causality, at least to a relative degree. But you cannot do you cannot investigate everything through experimental designs, and sometimes people go through correlational designs for that. I'll touch upon those topics a little bit as well. Also, while I will be mainly focusing on behavioral experiments, talking about reaction time measurements and accuracy, but I will also, towards the end of the course, try and give you a little bit of a peek into, designing experiments with different kinds of methodologies. I will try and cover experiment design with the relation to eye movement techniques, so eye tracking. I'll be trying to also talk a little bit about experimental design while you're using EEG or ERP, that is electroencephalography, or event-related potentials. I'll also give you a brief peek into experimental design and concerns about experimental design when you are setting up fMRI or neuroimaging experiments. All in all, the aim of this course is to basically equip you with the basics, with the basic to-dos and the don'ts of experimental design. You should be able to, at the end of this course, be able to design experiments, critique them when you read an experiment in a journal article, and to basically be able to understand how we can quantify, how you can sort of atomize and measure behavior. I hope this course will be a very good experience for you. The general evaluation procedure will be as per NPTEL norms. You will have weekly assignments. You will have an end semester exam of around 50 or 100 questions. And basically, I will encourage you to, take this course. I will encourage you to, go through the entire course. It adds to you. And also for people who are not getting courses on experimental design in their regular curricula, in their bachelor's or master's programs throughout the country, they can use this certification to basically add a very important skill to your repertoire of things that you've learned. So I'm very excited and I'm looking forward to see you during the course of the semester, while we will be discussing aspects about experimental design for cognitive psychology. But not only for cognitive psychology, everybody who wants to do experiments in the behavioral sciences are welcome to join in and learn from the course. Thank you so much.